A game where these guys are going to get a lot of opportunity to get a lot of snaps. Well, that's the Maine Black Bears that are going to come to town in November. We'll discuss them coming up next on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Game Time is the best place to get the last-minute tickets and the lowest prices for whatever you're looking for. They're an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying Major League Baseball tickets or tickets for any event in your area. Just go download the app on the Google Play Store or in your app store and use promo code LOCKEDONCollege, and you can get $20 off your first tickets over at Game Time. Again, they got flash deals. You can save even more with exclusive in-app deals on select seats ahead of the game or event, and there are great seats available for several Oklahoma home games coming up. So again, go download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, but again, create an account and use code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. So the Maine Black Bears are coming to town, and it's not going to be like the Revenant, where this one gets Leo and is, throwing him all over the place and, having his way with his opponent. This is going to be more like, I can't think of a movie in which a bear gets taken out, but I'm sure there is one.
Cocaine Bear?
Yeah, I didn't see Cocaine Bear as I scratched my neck. That's weird.
I know, right? Good stuff. That is great content. Hey, if you're not watching it on YouTube, go on YouTube and see that because it's beautiful.
Yeah. The timing's everything, right?
Timing's perfect.
Timing. No, man, this is going to be a mauling by the Oklahoma Sooners on offense and defense. And my biggest question here, Jay, is how many points does Oklahoma score in this game?
Man, look, I wanted to kind of look at it similar to the Arkansas State game. Yeah, I'm probably going to go in that direction, right? This is the traditional SEC cupcake filler game. So this tells you, baby, we are SEC ready. We are SEC built because we're playing a cupcake as a bye week, basically, before we go play against another tough road game. Shout out to the schedulers. I mean, our schedule's pretty brutal, but they took care of us in some of these spots, right? Yeah. So when I looked at this, man, I'm thinking 70 would probably be a disappointment if we didn't hit that number. But I would be okay not going that high if we're just kind of fine-tuning things. Like 50-something is fine. We've got to score at least 50 points, right? And it's no shade to our folks up there at Maine, the Black Bears, but, let's keep it real. Like, I mean, this game is here specifically to blow them out.
Yeah. So Maine just won 2 games last year. And so again, against the best team in FCS, North Dakota State, they lost 44-7. So that kind of tells you a little bit about it. William and Mary, who is generally a cupcake bye game for SEC schools, beat them 28-3. They did beat Stony Brook, lacrosse power Stony Brook. So there's that.
Okay.
But they got knocked out by Richmond and they beat LIU. So there's, they had a couple wins, but Albany got them. Now that Albany that's the same program that created Jared Verse. So not a slouch. And they got beat by New Hampshire. So let's just say I'm not feeling Maine, and I'm not feeling really the challenge there. I'm more looking forward to this game just to see the young guys.
Yeah,
opportunity. It's like NFL preseason is this game where you get an opportunity to see the guys deep on the roster.
Yeah, because, in college football, we don't get a preseason, right? Your preseason is these cupcakes to start the season, and luckily we get one in the middle of the year. This is the perfect opportunity to start resting dudes, right? Honestly, this may be the best opportunity to just throw, Michael Hawkins out there and let him run the offense, and let's see what he can do. If we don't blow them out, whoop-de-doo, we shouldn't lose the game. I mean, our 2 deep should be able to handle this one, and this may be an opportunity to get guys rested up because we're traveling to Columbia. We don't like well, they don't like us. For some reason, we're engaging in that conversation, so we stay away from it. But this is a good opportunity to rest our guys, get ourselves mentally prepared, and go up there to Mizzou and, take out an old foe.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity to see Michael Hawkins. I'm sure they'll play Jackson Arnold at least a quarter just to keep him fresh and keep him game ready.
Yeah.
But, man, getting an opportunity to see a full, like at least a half of Michael Hawkins, dude, that'd be
great.
Fantastic. Getting an opportunity to see Ivan Carrion, see Zion Raggins, KJ Daniels, see that speed that they have on offense, getting an opportunity to see Taylor Tatum perhaps, and then the young dudes on defense, the freshman guys like an Okoye, a Nigel Smith. I mean, give me a defensive line that is Danny Okoye, Nigel Smith, Jaden Jackson, and give me those 4 guys up front for a full quarter. I want to see all those dudes getting a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat too. Like the players I would like to see, there's some freshmen. Running backs, honestly, I want to see more Hicks and Megwa. I want to see those two go out there and actually run and see how well they'll be able to contribute coming next season, right? Because if Gavin Sawchuk has a good enough season, he can potentially go pro. I don't see it happening, but he can. Same thing with Javonte Barnes. One of those two can go pro if they really want to. I don't see it happening, but there's a potential there. But I do want to see more Caleb Hicks. I'm ready to see if he's ready to be the future, because there's a good chance that he will end up being our lead back for like one season before he's gone. And then, of course, it'll be the Taylor Tatum show with Xavier Robinson, which I think X-Rob has a good chance to step in. So that the running backs, I'm the most intrigued with seeing them actually go out there and play. Secondly is those edges. As you mentioned, I'm wanting to see what those edges. I want to see a Wyatt Gilmore, a Danny Okoye, a Nigel Smith. I want to see them from the edge to the interior guys. I want to see what that defensive line would look like with the young guys. And so I think those are the two positions that make me say, yeah, play them. You can play some of the vets around them, but play those young guys. I want to see what they're going to be.
Yeah, you can think like an Ashton Sanders or a Taylor Wayne, guys that were part of that 2023 recruiting class, 2023 recruiting class that have yet to break out. I think that's going to be another great opportunity to get them a lot of valuable experience. Phil Picciotti, is he going to be healthy enough and ready to kind of have an impact that way? Cade McIntyre, Eric McCarty, like, can we see some of these guys? Like, I think it's a great opportunity. And I know people, they squash that game. They laugh at it. They joke about it. They, want to insinuate that it's not meaningful, but it is meaningful. You have very few opportunities to get some of your young guys that are 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th on the depth chart, actual football snaps during a season. And so you look at a guy like Jaden Gibson, right? Jaden Gibson, his freshman year, he didn't play very much. And when he did play, he wasn't really the Jaden Gibson we saw last year, right? It's because he went more than a year of playing meaningful football, and then he got thrown out there and wasn't quite ready to contribute. Right. The same is true for a lot of these guys. Like Ashton Sanders and Taylor Wayne and Eric McCarty and Cade McIntyre have not played a lot of meaningful football since high school. This is a great opportunity. Hey, this is what football is. You guys remember this? Let's get you out there against other people, and let's get you a lot of snaps, because we're going to need you at some point, and you gotta be ready to roll. And you don't get to do that against Tennessee in week 4 or Auburn in week 5 or Texas in week 7. I mean, hopefully you get to, but it's not likely.
Yeah.
So you got to take advantage of this Maine game where, like, you talked about resting guys. I think you can rest your entire starting lineup after the first quarter and be good to go.
I 100% agree. This game sets up perfectly for an opportunity, like I said, to rest players as well as, like I said, get more exposure. So, yeah, those guys, they're probably tired of hitting each other in practice. So this is a good opportunity to be able to go hit somebody else and actually be able to really hit, not have to pull up to make sure you don't take anybody out. Nah, you can go level a dude right now. So hopefully this is the one.
Yeah. And hey, let's not sleep on a little Brendan Zerbrug as well, dude out of Ohio that can sling it. So I think that's a great opportunity.
And he can run too.
Get him some snaps, get him a quarter of actual playing time, because, man, who knows what the future at quarterback looks like. And you can't necessarily guarantee that what your evaluation says is going to be what it is. So you might need a guy like Brennan Zurbrugg to step up and be a significant role player for you at some point down the road. But that's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Thanks so much for tuning in and being a part of the show. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. Also, go check out the Locked On College Football podcast. From NIL deals to never-ending conference realignment rumors, Spencer McLaughlin gets you ready for an exciting season on the gridiron. You can find the link to Locked On College Football in the description, so you don't need to search. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Follow Jay at Unfair Sports, myself at John 9 Williams. The show is at Locked On Sooners on all the socials: Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Locked On Sooners. Again, subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast. But until next time, he's Jay Smith. I'm John Williams. Boomer
Sooner.